Why play support Fiddlesticks? I'm glad you asked. Out of all the support champions I've played, I found Fiddlesticks consistently to be the one easiest to carry with. He has the best single target CC of all the support champions, of any champion in the game. If you, as an AD carry, don't take cleanse against Fiddle, you're almost certainly going to lose that lane. Though remember, if people do cleanse your Terrify, you can still exhaust them. His silence is stupidly good against assassins or AD casters, especially against the currently popular Diana and Zed. He has high DPS with his Crowstorm and Dark Wind combo for a support champion, and his passive is a nice debuff which really synergizes well with characters like Corki and Tristana. The only real cons I can see to playing him are that he can be pretty tricky to play well to begin with, because his playstyle can be very different to other supports. His Terrify and Dark Wind are also on a medium to long cooldown at the beginning of the game, so you really need to utilise them well. His auto attack range is short, meaning that sometimes a good Sona or Lulu can actually bully you a bit. And if your ultimate gets cancelled, it does dramatically worsen your DPS. In some respects, I guess he's a bit vulnerable in the same way that Leona is. When he all-ins, Fiddle is pretty susceptible to counter ganks. Alright, on to ability leveling. I take Dark Wind at level 1 and 3 for amazing poke, whilst then maxing Terrify. I don't even bother taking a point and drain until I have to, because it's absolutely useless on support sticks. Your auto attacks will do more damage per second than your drain will. Get a low and cooldown on your Dark Wind is much more vital. Just remember that because you don't have drain, you won't have sustain. Make sure you bring HP pots so the enemy can't take advantage of this. It's really important to get off to a good start. If you're blue side, try doing double golems, which is super easy with a Dark Wind bounce, and if you're red, see if you can stop them doing that. I love playing really aggressively with support Fiddle. You won't find a support which can out DPS you at level 1. The damage per second potential of your Dark Wind is incredible even without AP. You can seriously chunk the crap out of a support already carry with a few lucky bounces. If you then add in some cheeky auto attacks, you'll find that the AD carry will be extremely low on HP. The current meta for AD carries is to start with a Doran's Blade. This means they need to attack minions to get HP back. You can easily zone them away from the minions, which result in a huge XP and gold advantage for your bot lane. Just make sure you're not too overzealous and don't take too much punishment back. Because of your early zone potential, you'll often find that you will outlevel the enemy support and or AD carry, which means they'll become desperate and randomly all-in you. If you fuck up a Crowstorm, remember to flash instantly to regain your composure. The quicker you flash, the more it'll look like you ulted that way on purpose. When you hit level 6, you can gank your own lane really effectively. You have better all-ins than any other support at level 6. Remember, the more creative a gank, the more style points you get. And if you combine the teleport range on Crowstorm with Flash and the Terrify range, you can CC someone from 1775 units away. You know, I prefer being purple side because you can have more creative ganks, but fuck it, Crowstorm them to their face, man. But if you do Crowstorm from a brush, make sure you're in it. Let's talk items, shall we, chaps? I would consider this to be my core. From here, I'll normally buy tanky CDR items such as Shrelias, Locket and Twin Shadows with the occasional Rylai's. If you're observant, you'll notice his focus on mobility, which is an incredibly underrated stat on Fiddlesticks. The catching potential of this build is insane, whilst also giving Fiddle enough CDR to spam his crowd control. Mobility wins games, Fiddle wins games. I guess being in the right place at the right time helps a lot too. When teamfighting, you're either going to be initiating or reacting to the enemy's initiation. For the former, I like to Crowstorm in and Terrify the highest priority target. If there is more than one, then terrifying the AD carry while silencing the AP carry works wonders. If I'm being reactive though, peeling from my AD carry is essential but super easy for Fiddle because the CC lasts forever, even with tenacity. Honestly, if they're not buying QSSs against you, they're either stupid or you're doing something incredibly wrong. For my runes, my most standard setup is to take flat armor marks and seals. This gives you a little extra depth to your tankiness so you can trade more effectively. I like to take flat HP quints because it's really useful if you want all in the first couple of levels. The CDR glyphs are amazing. If you take the masteries in consideration, you start off with 17.5% CDR, which is completely broken. This puts your Terrifying Dark Wind on a level 4 cooldown at the start of a game. This is so useful for clutch Terrifies and spamming your silence. I take the CDR and offense with the Ignite Exhaust Mastery point. I then spec 4 points into the defense tree simply because I value that extra HP over a bit more AP. The 21 points in utility are fairly standard, and the mana regen is preferable as I like to start with a rejuvenation bead, and you obviously want to reduce cooldown on flash so you can make clutch plays. The passive gold generation is delightful, and so is the Shitty Biscuit and Explorer Ward. You only spec this many points in because you really want the CDR and move speed at the end.